Okay, so after the last time we looked through and you guys chose a different story, so we're gonna go with the you choose story about the Underground Railroad. So we're gonna find out about our adventure. You are living in the 1850s, wrestling with the question of slavery. Will you break the law and help slaves gain their freedom? In this book, you'll explore how the choices people made meant the difference between freedom and enslavement, between success and failure. The events you'll experience happened to real people. Chapter 1 sets the scene. Then you choose which path to read. Follow the directions at the bottom of each page. The choices you make will change your outcome. After you finish one path, go back and read others for different perspectives. The slavery question. It's the 1850s and the United States is less than 100 years old. Immigrants have come from all over the world to settle in America. The streets of New York and Philadelphia are filled with the rumble and clatter of carriages, wagons, and horses. Factories and businesses in the North provide jobs for the newcomers. In the South, life is quiet and slow. Farmland stretches as far as anyone can see. Cotton and sugarcane make plantation owners rich. There's something else different about the North and the South. In the South, there's slaves. Slaves live every day knowing they are someone else's property. The food they eat, the clothing they wear, even their own families are owned by someone else. For most slaves, it is the only life they will ever know. But some slaves run away. They risk everything, even their lives, for freedom. You've heard of abolitionists in the North who think blacks and whites are equal. Some of them lead runaways through unfamiliar areas or hide them from slave catchers. Their roots are secret, but their network is growing. It's become known as the Underground Railroad, and there's more need for it now than ever. Runaways used to be safe if they made it to the North, but since the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850, slave owners can recapture slaves in any state. The only place slaves can truly be free now is Canada. And the act makes it illegal to help slaves escape. As an American living in the 1850s, you're not sure how to feel about that. You understand how important it is for the slave owners to reclaim their property. How else would the southern plantations owners make a living? Another part of you is uneasy at the idea of owning another human being. What if the abolitionists are right and people are equal? The slavery and everything in the South stands for would be wrong. There are so many sides to this question. There are no easy answers. Because you have to remember, at this time, people just assumed slavery was okay. They didn't know it was wrong. So we have three choices that we can follow with the Underground Railroad. Option 1 is to experience what it's like to be a runaway slave. So we can be the runaway slave and try and make it to Canada. We can see what it's like to be a slave catcher, so the people hunting the slaves down, see if we can capture the slave. Or do we have the courage to break the law and be an abolitionist on the Underground Railroad? So we have three options. Option 1, be the runaway slave. Option 2, try and catch the slaves. Or option 3, help slave escape. So 1, be a slave. 2, catch slaves, be a slave catcher. 3, an abolitionist that helps slaves run away. So put your comments in below or on the Google Classroom, and I will read, or we'll find out what we're going to do, and we'll continue reading later in the week. Next time we may have a special guest doing the reading. Thank you very much.